Today on the Platinum Patrol, we have a replay from the RathFr Raws. It's been a long time since we had this format, since it's been a long time since we actually did a Starcraft game, but Raws requested us to throw one in here, so we're going to throw one in. He said this game's interesting. Now, usually when he says something's interesting, it reminds me of his Gwent decks. That it's really weird, and I don't get it. No, I'm just kidding. His Gwent decks are okay. He submitted one of those too, but we'll get there. Right now, though, Raws is down here in the bottom left, looking like he's... I don't know what he's doing. He's doing something. He's mining. He's making a pylon. Now, why this is here, I have no idea. Also, why this is here... You know, I said I have no idea, but I do know what the idea is here. There's some kind of proxy rush coming, and they're going to be doing it to each other. You know when they have those cheater lobbies in like video games where people get cheated, who cheat, like match up against each other? That's what they're doing here. They're matching up the proxiers against each other, so they can annoy each other and not anyone else. Small difference here, there's only a 1-gate proxy here by Raws, but we have a 2-gate proxy down here into a 3-gate proxy. No, 2-gateway forge proxy. Okay, I'm not sure why we're having the cannon rush. That's what this has to be for. This has to be for cannon rush, but why is there cannon rush and the gateways? Seems counterproductive because this could have been 2 cannons if you just went with a forge. Now Raws, on the other hand, is going up to the 3-gateway. This is much better. This is much better. It makes more sense. Although, to be fair, if we take a look about looking sense, as Raws is scouting here, take a look at his vision. He does see what's going on here. And is attempting to circumnavigate around that probe. Now, his vision not too instructive for the moment here. Getting his own forge. See, this one makes sense. If you set up your own cannons, it's extremely difficult for the opponent to push in with cannons. Now, this surround here looks like it's going to get rid of the cannons. Now, you just have to be careful with this probe. If this probe dies, I guess Pichu later has another one down here. Now, I'd like to point out this is the least useful proxy of all time so far, and that has done nothing and cost him 550 minerals. But on the other hand, this cannon takes out some probes. Take a quick look there. He did get one. Okay, it was only one. I wasn't see the beginning, so I thought it might have been more. Now, this finishing up, we have the Zealots here doing a lot of damage. Raws here are going to evacuate to somewhere else. This base is turning into Pichulator's base. I don't think that's good for Raws. Although, on the other side of the map, he does now have a Zealot with no kills over here. 2 more on the way, so his proxy is now doing something, which is good for him. And let's find this probe. But I'm guessing we have the both bases being evacuated here. Now in this situation, I think Pichulator has a slight advantage in that he has his nexus already, his new base already started here, and Raw's old natural expansion base. On the other hand, though, Raws does have more workers left and more army, so if he could save this nexus, that'd be great. What's the energy out here? 61. We have 2 zealots, 2 cannons. So all the probes coming here to kill this nexus. Pichulator does have another nexus, so the thing is, Raws has what? Let's take the units tab real quick here. He's got 5 zealots to 2, so he could. There's the giant. He's recalling back to his own main to stop this from dying. The problem is these cannons are actually still going to represent a lot of damage output, and he has to be careful not to lose so many probes. He loses a lot of probes to actually go down, because Pichulator is about to have a nexus. Now, the question is, does Raws know about this nexus? He sure does not. Alright. Yeah, be careful with this. I think if Pichulator's on point here, he'll target down the probes with his cannon. Not going to be happening. So let's just watch Raws. I want to see his reaction here. Now, he knows he killed Pichulator's nexus. He knows Pichulator has another nexus somewhere, but he doesn't know where. Where would the dumbest possible spot for a nexus be? His natural. Is he going to look there? Normally I'd say no, you don't look at the dumbest possible spot. But 100% honesty, he kind of has to. At some point, these zealots are going to leave his base, and they're going to see that nexus. Now, he's mostly recovered here. And we can see from the income down here, he and Pichulator are actually pretty similar, but he has gas. Pichulator doesn't. He still has 3 proxy gates, though. I'm not sure it's going to be very useful. Okay, here goes his Zealots, and he's going to see the Nexus. Loses a Zealot in the... No, doesn't lose a Zealot in the process. Now, look at the situation here. If there was a fence here, these guys could be neighbors, but instead there's like this little gate, and these two people, it's like the neighbors who don't like each other, and they're trying to kill each other, but they can't. Like, we got these two cannons down here are really going to make it difficult for Raws to push in without actual tech units, which I'm guessing he's going to go up to. His forge died earlier, so this is a new one. Now, Peachulator does have one advantage in that if he builds his next Nexus here, he sort of has his buildings all in one spot. Raws, on the other hand, is going to have to defend these buildings from Peachulator. Like, if Peachulator sends a couple units over here to clean this up, that's Raws' main production, and without Warp Gate done, he can't send these units across the map very quickly. If they build, they'll build way over here, take them forever to cross the map. But honestly, I'm going to speed up a little bit. I don't think much is going to happen for, well, a fair bit of time here. Raws is going to start macroing up here. Peachulator reacting up. He says, LOL. Let's slow down for the chat. LOL, you didn't. Bro, you're building your base next to his base. What is your scouting, by the way? What do you see? You know you didn't kill his next. How is he dead? Really though, I'm really confused. But Peachulator says he's dead, so Raws must be dead. That's kind of awkward, Raws. How are you sending me replays when you're dead? This is the strangest harass and defense I've ever seen. We have a high ground cannon from Raws' main shooting the main base of Peachulator, which is being defended by a shield battery from Peachulator's. Their two main bases are touching and harassing each other with buildings. I've never said that statement in my life, and it's really weird. Now, Raws has some batteries up here. This is the right call. Cannon actually doing a lot of work here. Peachulator, this cannon's doing so much. This battery ran out of energy, so I think this cannon has like 3 kills now. Yeah, it's got 3 kills. That's nice. Now, we have a little bit of Stalker harass here. These should be batteries. Peachulator has his own Stalkers. Now, don't lose it going up. He's going to start shooting down this rock. Fine. But I'd like to see from Raws is a Warp Prism. I'd like to see him to go Warp Prism and sneak a probe out. Probably somewhere around here. But like I said here, Raws' production is up here, so you see he's building Stalkers. He's looking around the map for more bases. Probably wondering why Peachulator said he was dead when he isn't. But slow Stalker build up here. Raws checking another base. It's nice. Little skirmish going on here. Peachulator tries to go up. Not the choice. He does lose a Stalker. Raws has cannons. And with Super Battery here, he's trying to push through. But it's just not going to cut it. Not going to cut it at all. And in a moment here, Raws is building Stargate. When this Void Ray comes out, Peachulator's going to be in a lot of trouble once he gets more numbers. So he's a Warp Gate. Raws still checking around here, leaving a couple Stalkers to defend this area. There's disjointed positions, kind of Raws' problem. Looks like he lost a couple Stalkers. Peachulator pushing up. Not the best targeting. But Raws' batteries are actually running out. There's only this one up here. If Peachulator pushes now, he has a chance, but the Super Battery comes down and he'll be fine for a little bit. Raws' Stalkers come back in here. That's not bad at all. And it looks like, ooh, Raws has the numbers here. Peachulator's got to get out. Fall back to the cannons. He's losing too many Stalkers here. Once Raws starts making a Void Ray, which he honestly had time and money to do 4 times over already, if he clicked on it, that would be nice. But as we all know, Raws is already dead, so this doesn't matter. Oh, he's supply blocked. I'm guessing he did. A lot of people do this, including me. When you get supply blocked, you realize you're supply blocked. Cancel the thing to try and do something that doesn't take supply, like an upgrade or a building, and then you forget to re-queue stuff. I'm guessing that's what happened here. Now, Peachulator still just has this. He is getting a natural now. Like I said, I would like to see Raws get a prism and just like float one probe out and just build a base somewhere, because he's going to mine out very quickly. I guess not, he lost a lot of probes, but this cannon going back to work. Peachulator really just feeding in probes to this cannon. Trading energy for minerals here at a very inefficient rate. Now the Super Battery here is going to help, but Raws has almost enough firepower to go through it. Actually doesn't have enough firepower to go through it if Peachulator stayed any longer. Now the real answer here is going to be this Void Ray when it comes out. Peachulator doesn't really have anything to do with that. This Nexus, he's got no anti-air, so this will be a finishing blow. But off pushing down the ramp. I, I honestly think he can go for it. This battery's low on energy. This one's have a lot of energy in the back. There's just the 2 cannons. He has, if we take a look here at the unit count, was that 8 stalkers? 9 stalkers here. We got 3 across the map, right? Yeah, so we've got 12 stalkers. With this Void Ray, he should have no trouble beaming some stuff down. Cannon goes down. Void Ray coming in here, a little bit harassed. Now, Peachulator himself is gonna... I'm not sure how he pulls himself back in here. The workers are close, but Peachulator's tech is too low. He is getting an Immortal from somewhere. Oh, the Robo's down here. This Immortal is going to help, but not against the Void Ray. Now, pushing down here, Raws has to face a pretty nasty position. This is a terrible position. Not that he has much choice unless he has Blink, which he should go for. Now, this Zealot coming in for some good harass, hits this Forge, decides to back up, now sees this base. Raws knows his base is here. He should realize he's on a clock. He has to do something pretty quick. This Void Ray coming in to hunt down this Immortal. He's going to try and bust out. This is sort of what he has to do. Don't lose the Void Ray. That's bad. What is good, though, is this Zealot over here did get, 5 probe kills? Pretty solid. And Raws did damage this shield, which is unfortunately for him, healed back up. Now, again, the production here still to walk across the map. I guess those were the defenders earlier. Now, again, this position's awful for both players. Like I said earlier, they're just neighbors who are stuck. Those angry neighbors you see in the movies, they're stuck across the fence from each other, just eye each other angrily because they can't do anything. In this case, they still can't do anything just because this choke point is so bad, and the defensive positions on either side is so good. Like, you have an arc of batteries up here with a cannon, and again, down here you have a trio of batteries and then this cannon. It's so hard to push into either of these positions. Honestly, Peachulator should transfer all his probes to this other base, which is under attack, by the way. Pylon goes down. Now, if Raws is... Yeah, Raws will finish his Forge off and... No, kill the Forge! Oh my goodness. Okay, well that would deny him making more cannons, but this Void Ray coming to work here, and Raws is such a tech advantage right now. The Immortal here is the tech choice from Peachulator, but you can't bring it to bear, because you can't go up this. His only hope is that he can stop losing probes to these Stalkers. Okay, so Raws has to leave here. He has Blink. Nope, just recall. Focus Fire from Peachulator could have killed one of those. Now, Raws is healing up. He does have to leave really soon. I really wish he made a Prism. He has the facility. Oh, he did make a Prism. Perfect. It's like I was a future observer earlier. Said what was going to happen. Now that means Raws is actually in a really good spot since he has this base coming up. He could only bring so many probes, but Prism also let him warp in units where he wants to. Now again, this Forge, the 16 health, killing this apparently wasn't important because Peachulator didn't even bother repowering it, so he can't use it. But what lets him make cannons here. Now this one Void Ray going to town. Like I said earlier, Peachulator should just transfer all his probes to this base. This position's untenable. He's gonna get pushed too hard, and this high ground, the constant raiding by this Void Rays, maybe blink. We're running down to shoot and then blinking back up. Peachulator supply blocked himself now. Robo cut off, not producing anything. Raws only making a Nexus. Now, these probes try and go back home. I would have loved to see the long distance mining through this prism, but we're not there yet. No, Peachulator does send a probe up here. He scouts this again. Now, is he going to make another Nexus? He certainly doesn't have the money. Oh, he's going for his own Void Rays. Smart. Problem is he needs a numbers advantage. Raws blinks to low ground, finds 5 Stalkers. This is a huge pickup. 5 Stalkers is not an insignificant part of Peachulator's army here. And when I say not insignificant, I mean it's like 30% of it. Now this Immortal, again, the thing is this position is actually pretty defendable from both sides if he had the Stalkers. Immortal doing some damage. Raws blinks over here, takes out this stuff quite a bit here. Just some pros, but this Immortal, coupled with the tech of the center, these 2 tech units actually provide a lot of power here. Raws, see, okay, I see. He weakened this Forge earlier so he could come back and kill it faster. Fantastic. Fantastic game sense. Now, Raws has a big Stalker Ball here. Again, Peachulator's not going to have too much here. Firing in. This Immortal is going to add so much firepower. If Raws is going to fight, he has to kill the Immortal first. It's going to provide too much damage otherwise. Now, he does have this base, which he's still not mining from. Could probably want to fix that. He's going to recall probes to it. I don't have to look. That's what's going to happen here. Okay, he's only recalling a few probes, though. How many do you have left in the main? I would have recalled a few more, because this patch is, what, like 230? Yes, that's fine. Now, if we look at the unit count, we do have 2 Void Rays from Raws. Each leader here has his first one done. Again, this Immortal, the only thing stopping this army from doing so much damage. Honestly, though, Pichu Leader's army is pretty scary. Raws is falling? Not falling behind, but he's on the way to falling behind. These 2 Void Rays will kill this Nexus. They'll put Pichu Leader in a bad spot, but there's nothing he can really do about it without leaving this position. No, don't sacrifice the Void Rays. Battery not enough. Both players now sacrificing a Void Ray for no reason. Now, this base is going to die. So what does Pichu Leader do? He should have expanded again. But then again, he couldn't. He didn't have the money. Raws, your gas is so high. Where's your... Make a Templar Archives. Just make a Templar Archives, you win. This represents, what, like, 5 Archons? That's more than any of your armies combined. Well, not the more than both your armies combined, but it's... Not in... I think it would beat both of your armies. Maybe not because you can kite with the Stalkers, but you know the idea. Now, Raws can't fight this. He's still just... When I say trying to pick off units, I think he's just losing them while fighting. I'm not sure that's called picking off. You're picking yourself off. Now, these Void Rays will clear this whole base up, I guess. Raws, you have to do something here. Actually, Raws is... No, Pichu Leader has to do something here, because Raws doesn't have to. Raws has got a new base. It's pretty healthy. Raws has the tech in the Void Rays. Now, this is not the play to mine gas. You have 2 perfectly good assimilators right here with no workers in them. No, stop. Put those here. Stop it. This is not how it's supposed to go. That's not optimal. Let's go with that. No, this is actually a good idea. Pichu Leader bringing some stuff over here to harass Raws' base. Raws probably has his recall off cooldown, so this harassment won't do much. But it will be very annoying. Actually, Raws sends plenty. Pichu Leader has to run away, not lose these units, but with Blink, they're going to get chased down. Okay, Focus Fire could have been about 5 times better, but Raws manages it with some little Blink micros to hold off a little bit. Look at the total losses here. You can see how much more Pichu Leader has lost, right? He didn't have to be in such a bad position. He's lost twice as much minerals and twice as much gas. And most of that just comes down to the Stalker traits. He's lost twice as many Stalkers. Raws doing a fair bit of macro here, or micro around there. Now, the thing he has to watch out for is Pichu Leader's just massing up Void Rays. If he does get enough Void Rays, and Raws doesn't have the Stalker count to one-shot them, it could get bad, especially if he makes another... Well, he can't make another Immortal, but Raws should do something to these Void Rays. He needs to finish this base off. They got the Pylon. Okay, he loses a Stalker there. Probably should have been careful with that. Can't really afford to lose too many units. Pichu Leader is supply blocked. We'll be on 4 Void Rays. Raws has enough Stalkers here. 10 Stalkers. Does he have +1? Doesn't. I think that's like 1 or 2 short of one-shotting a Void Ray. Order shot 250, and this is 26. No, I think he has. Actually, I think he can one-shot a Void Ray. Of course, if you blink in, it's pretty common that when you blink a group in, like the last 2 aren't in sync, too far back. Now here comes a big fight. This will be the opportunity Raws has, or each leader has this. No, fight him. You have the shield batteries here. There's a super battery 1, force him back. Yeah, that's perfect. Now, Pichu Leader massing up Void Rays, I think that is his option. We'll speed up a little bit here again, because he's going to be doing that for a fair amount of time if he has a chance here. Raws taking Southern Nexus, that's good to mention here. Pichu Leader taking this one, getting some harassment here. Raws will scout it with a probe. Now, Raws comes back in here. We take a look at this fight. Again, Pichu Leader has the batteries, although he has to be careful. Raws can out DPS the heal of those batteries fairly quickly now. Another base up here. Raws is the workers. Remember, Raws is dead, though. Pichu Leader already told us that. And we're going to keep going a little faster here. Raws running around. He scouted this base, so now it dies when these stalkers come in here. And this is going to go down. Pichu Leader might get pulled out of position to fight this. 1 DT, that's... I would send that to the top left where you knew he had the base earlier. Though you did see him more warping in cannons, so that wouldn't work anyway. You can send it back here, though. This would be a good spot. Stick it behind these minerals. Walk around back here. wouldn't be bad. The thing is, the DT doesn't make much sense because you know that there was a lot of cannons made earlier in the game. And not going to be too much help. Now, Peachulator, you really got to kill this probe so Raws doesn't have permanent scouting. Okay, now, like I said here, he had a lot of gas. Raws realized it and did make the Archons. His army is so much stronger now. He's breaking 2 more Archons out of his base. I was going to make fun of him for that they were stuck, but they aren't stuck anymore. Now, this is to me the fight where Peachulator loses the game. He doesn't have anything that can beat these Archons. Even with batteries here, he's just going to get his Void Rays focused down. He has nothing on the ground to help him out. And this will be a GG. Even though Raws was dead, according to Peachulator, he was not actually dead. And this game had one of the funniest setups I've ever seen with these 2 bases over here. This is not going to save you, especially when Raws already has a pylon here. And this will be it. I'm not sure what Peachulator is waiting for here. Speed up and see what... Oh, Raws was victorious. Makes perfect sense.